Totara is a fully customisable enterprise LMS platform. So we're really fantastic for customers with large, complex enterprise level needs, particularly around managing compliance, personalised learning at scale, that kind of thing. So we're all about helping our customers to boost performance, retain their staff, upskill their staff, and really just making sure that they're managing their learning as they grow. We're here today talking about Totara 19, which is the latest release of the Totara suite. And what's exciting about 19 is that it's bringing together all of our LMS and our LXP functionality under one product. So what we used to call Totara Engage is now part of Totara Learn. So that means our customers get not only their kind of formal, scaffolded, structured learning experience, but all of that collaborative learning experience side by side. So that's things like user-generated resources and playlists, workspaces, and also a Microsoft Teams integration that brings all of that into the flow of work. We've also got things like a new catalogue, a bit of a UI uplift, and also our first OpenAI integration that will come out in version 19. What differentiates Totara? It's a few things. First of all, we're fully customisable. So we are fantastic for customers to come along and say, I need something that really meets the specific needs of my use case, my sector. We've done that ourselves with things like our Totara Gov product, which is using our adaptable architecture to deliver a product that's specific for, in that case, the US federal government. But we're able to do that for lots of different types of customers. So kind of leading on from that, something else that really makes us different is our partner network. So we work with a network of around 80 partners globally. So it means if you're interested in Totara, you can work with someone who genuinely speaks your language, understands your sector and your industry, and is able to tailor something that really meets your needs. And finally, I think something that's different for us is the Totara Community. So we have a community site which is about 5,000 learning professionals around the world who are all coming together to talk about best practice in learning and development, use of Totara, but also lots of people just interested in learning, and that's a real kind of additional value for people who are our customers.
Is there a danger that L&D might get bypassed by AI?
I really hope we're not in danger of being bypassed by AI. I think what AI means is, we have to be more adaptable, and we need to be quicker to change perhaps than we have been historically as an industry. But I think as long as there are people who, there are organisations with people who work for them, need to do a job, need to demonstrate a skill, there's always going to be a need for people who are professionals in understanding how to get the best out of people at work, how to really drive performance, how to drive skills. So I think, we're here for the long term, but maybe it'll look a bit different. AI changes workplace learning. I guess there's two ways to see that. There's what does it do to our jobs as learning professionals, and I think there's such a great opportunity there in terms of productivity tools, in terms of how great AI is at looking at data and giving us information about the work that we're doing. So I think there's all of the great opportunity it affords us as professionals in this industry. And then it's what do our businesses need of us, and that's the thing that's going to change. AI is really rapidly increasing the pace of change for the skills that people need to have. I saw a slide yesterday that said something like 40% of people's skills will be different in the 2 years' time. The speed at which we need to skill and reskill our people is accelerating, and I think AI is going to drive that. And we have to kind of get on board and figure out how we keep up with it. We've actually had machine learning in Totara since I think 2019. We have a kind of recommendations engine that provides personalised learning to people, and so I think that's something that we started with. What we've done since then is really take a bit of time to look at what does AI mean for us from a data and security perspective, because lots of our customers work in quite highly regulated industries, and so we need to be sure that we're, particularly with our very customisable, adaptable architecture, that we've got that pinned down. But we're in a really great position with that now. Actually, right now, our R&D team are working on a number of AI integrations. So that's going to be things like a writing assistant, image generation, summarization tools where you can upload content and it will summarize it for you. So we're working at embedding those, which will be coming out in the next release of Totara. And I think there's then like a path forward for lots of the things that people are thinking around, AI assistants, AI agents. There's so much exciting opportunity there for us in learning, I think. The other thing and it's not new for us, is impact. What's the impact of the work that we're doing? How do we tie the impact and the ROI of the investment that our businesses are making in learning? And a lot of that's about how do learning professionals get a seat at the table? How are they in that conversation really driving strategy, understanding business strategy and tying learning impact to those? We run an event every year in the community which is actually called Learning with Impact, and it's all about that. It's about taking it from, we're not order takers for content, we're people who really drive that kind of skills agenda in our business, and really helping our businesses to achieve their goals. And I think that's something that we talk about a lot. It's still something we've not necessarily cracked completely across the board, and that should be probably something that we'll still be talking about.